You reminded me of the comfort I once took for granted, the warmth of being truly safe. With you, I felt the small, quiet joys I had forgotten as a child. You reawakened the wonder I thought had been buried under years of survival. In your love, I found the pieces of myself I thought I'd lost forever. You brought back the curiosity I abandoned after learning the world could hurt. You made me remember the thrill of discovering something new, just for the sake of joy. In your presence, I remembered that being vulnerable isn't weakness. It's life. You restored the courage to believe in love, laughter, and simple pleasures. You brought back the gentle, trusting part of me I thought had vanished. I never realized how You made the past feel less heavy and the future more inviting. You helped me feel safe enough to dream like I used to. You reminded me of the laughter I stifled to survive. With you, discovered that joy can be patient, even after years of pain. You awakened a hope in me that I thought had been extinguished long ago. You brought back the light in me that darkness had tried to claim. She made me believe that some parts of childhood can come back through love. You reminded me that being seen fully is the most healing gift of all. In your arms, I remembered that the world could feel safe again. You helped me reclaim the magic I thought had vanished with time. You reminded me that my heart still knows how to feel wonder. With you, I could laugh without fear, and it felt like being home again. You made me remember the thrill of simply being alive, without worry. You restored the part of me that longed to trust and play again. You brought back the warmth I thought I'd lost in endless lonely nights. You reminded love can be gentle, patient, and kind. With you, the heavy shadows of my past finally felt lighter. You helped me see that innocence can be reclaimed even after heartbreak. You reminded me that I am allowed to feel fully without fear. You brought back the laughter that had been buried under silence. With you, I found the joy of discovering life again, like a child exploring. You made me feel safe enough to be exactly who I am. You reminded me that my soul can still play, dream, and hope. In your presence, I found the love I had been searching for my whole life. You brought back the wonder in the simplest things: sunlight, music, laughter. You reminded me that childhood wounds don't define me. They can heal with care. With you, I rediscovered the world through eyes untainted by fear. You made me remember the joy of being completely seen and accepted. You restored a part of me I thought would never feel alive again. You helped me embrace the playful, curious parts of myself I had abandoned. You brought back the wonder I had tucked away to survive. In your love, I found a safe place to let my heart expand again. You reminded me that laughter can still echo in a heart that has known pain. You made me feel the small, quiet joys of life I had forgotten. You helped me believe in the beauty of rediscovery, even as an adult. With you, I found the courage to love my own inner child again. You brought back the warmth I thought I'd lost forever. You reminded me that childhood isn't a time. It's a feeling we can reclaim. In your presence, I remembered what it's like to feel light, free, and unafraid. You made me see that even broken hearts can learn to trust again. You restored a sense of wonder I thought was gone with my past. With you, I remembered that some magic is meant to return. You reminded me that innocence isn't gone. It just waits for the right heart. You brought back my laughter, my dreams, and my quiet hope for tomorrow. You helped me see that the heart can heal in ways we never expect. With you, the child inside me finally smiled again. You reminded me that even the lost parts of me can come home. You made me feel the gentle love I once thought impossible. You brought back the joy I had hidden from the world to protect myself. With you, I felt whole again, like the child I once loved is finally free. You made me feel the wonder I thought I had left behind forever. In your presence, I discovered that the child in me never truly disappeared. You reminded me that love can heal the deepest, oldest wounds. With you, I laughed in ways my past never allowed. You restored a joy I had forgotten even existed. You brought back the warmth of a home I had imagined but never known. In your eyes, I saw the innocence I thought I had lost. You reminded me that my heart can still be soft, trusting, and open. You helped me believe in magic again, the kind that lives in simple moments. You made me feel alive, like the world could still be full of wonders. You brought back the curiosity that fear had buried deep inside me. With you, I found the courage to dream again. You reminded me that the child in me is still allowed to play. You made me see the world through eyes that had long stopped believing. You restored the laughter I thought had been silenced forever. You brought back the light that had dimmed under years of pain. In your love, I discovered the courage to trust again. You reminded me that joy is not lost, only waiting to be reclaimed. You gave me a second chance at the innocence I once knew. With you, I remembered the thrill of living without constant fear. You helped me see that love can be gentle, patient, and real. You brought back the safety I had been searching for all my life. You reminded me that even broken hearts can find peace and laughter again. In your presence, I felt the world could be kind once more. You restored part of me I had buried under pain and silence. You made me feel the warmth of being truly understood. You reminded me that the past does not have to define me. You brought back the childlike joy I thought I had lost forever. With you, I remembered the simple beauty of being alive. You gave me the freedom to be soft, vulnerable, and playful again. You awakened a hope I thought had disappeared long ago. You made me laugh in ways that felt like healing. You reminded me that innocence is never fully gone. It can return. You brought back the courage I had buried to survive. In your love, I discovered the home I had been missing. You made me feel the joy of life I had forgotten to feel. You reminded me that being seen fully is one of life's greatest gifts. You restored the light I thought darkness had taken forever. You helped me remember that childhood magic can still live in our hearts. With you, I found the laughter I thought had vanished. You reminded me that even after loss, we can find wonder again. You brought back the playful spirit I had long abandoned. In your presence, I discovered a sense of safety I had never known. You made me feel alive in ways I didn't think were possible. You restored trust in life I thought was gone. You reminded me that the heart can always rediscover joy. You brought back the warmth I had hidden from the world. With you, I could dream freely, like I did before the pain. You made me see that love can be gentle, patient, and healing. You helped me reclaim the parts of myself I thought were lost. You reminded me that it's never too late to find happiness again. You brought back the hope I had tucked away for years. In your love, I rediscovered the wonder of life itself. You made me feel the joy of simply being alive. You restored the curiosity and laughter I thought were gone forever. You reminded me that even after heartbreak, life can feel magical again. With you, I found the courage to trust, hope, and play. You brought back the light in me that had been dimmed by pain. You reminded me that innocence is never truly lost. It can be reborn. You made me feel whole again, like the child in me is finally free. You made me feel safe again, like when I believed the world could be gentle and kind. I never knew I was missing pieces of myself until you helped me find them. In your presence, I remembered the laughter I thought I had lost forever. You gave me back the wonder I had buried beneath years of fear. I lost parts of me in childhood pain, but you stitched them back with love. With you, I felt the warmth of home I hadn't felt in decades. You reminded me that innocence can live again, even in a heart that has broken. Your touch awakened the courage I once had to dream without limits. I found the joy I lost as a child reflected in your smile. You healed the hollow spaces inside me I didn't know existed. When I'm with you, I hear the echo of my younger laughter again. You brought back a part of me I thought was gone forever. With every word you say, I feel the safety I missed as a child. You reintroduced me to a world where love doesn't hurt. You reminded me that childhood wonder isn't something I outgrow. It's something I reclaim. In your eyes, I saw the reflection of the child I used to be. You brought back a song I had forgotten how to sing. I lost trust in the world, but you showed me it could still be gentle. You awakened a hope in me I didn't know could survive. You gave me a second chance at the innocence I thought was gone. With you, I laughed without fear again, and it felt like home. You helped me remember that love can be pure, not just the source of pain. In your presence, my childhood dreams feel alive again. You restored a part of my soul I had buried under years of disappointment. You gave me a heart that could play, laugh, and hope again. I lost belief in magic long ago, but you reminded me it still exists. You showed me that I am allowed to be free again. In your embrace, I found the comfort I thought was gone forever. You resurrected the parts of me I had forgotten to love. I discovered the wonder I once carried without fear. You brought back the safety I had been craving all my life. You made me feel whole in ways I never thought were possible. I remembered the joy of a world unbroken when I looked at you. You reminded me that childhood magic isn't lost, only hidden. You brought back my laughter, my curiosity, and my sense of wonder. With you, the broken parts of me finally began to heal. You showed me that innocence can survive even the harshest storms. You helped me find the courage I had lost as a child. In your kindness, I found the love I always deserved. You reminded me of a time when the world felt safe in my hands. You brought back a sense of belonging I thought I'd never feel again. You awakened the child within me who believed in endless possibilities. You reminded me that it's never too late to reclaim what was lost. You healed the wounds I thought were permanent. With you, I rediscovered the world through the eyes of a child. You gave me a joy that isn't fleeting, but rooted in safety and trust. You reminded me of the person I could have been if I had never been hurt. You brought back a light I thought had been extinguished. With you, I remembered what it feels like to be fully alive. You made me believe in wonder, even after all the disappointment. You gave me back the feeling of being unconditionally loved. In your presence, my past wounds softened, and my heart opened. You made me feel like a child again, curious, fearless, and hopeful. You reminded me that some love is meant to heal, not hurt. You helped me remember the beauty I thought I had lost forever. With you, I feel the magic I had buried under the weight of life. You gave me a second childhood, this time filled with love and trust. You brought back the dreams I thought were impossible to imagine again. You reminded me that my heart can still feel pure joy. You restored a part of me I had abandoned, showing me life could be gentle again.